Alrighty then, guys. So, been a while since I've actually recorded, and it's actually been, I think, about 2 weeks. But episode 2 is coming out. This is going to be uploaded on Monday. The reason being, I want to give the finale of the full career mode a little bit of time, the weekend and whatnot, a few days at the end of the week, just to give myself enough time to do all of this and what I've done up until now was basically just sim all through season one. And now that we're here in the championship, if I'm not mistaken, we can finally start getting a bit of gameplay in. We're going to be playing some games, not a lot. The main focus right now still is just to make sure that we get enough regens, enough youth academy players and whatnot into the team so that we can basically make it a full Mexican side by the time we reach the Premier League. We are now in the 1st of July, so the very start of this season. We are ready to pretty much move ahead, but I'm trying to look at what the expectations are. So, win the league title. So they do expect me to win and qualify, I guess. And I think that's possible. The team I have, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's not bad. Plenty of high rated players here, well, decently high rated. And we're gonna go through a quick squad report just to see what the players are like. Gudinho is still going to be our main goalkeeper, but it's gonna take a little bit of time to actually get him up to speed, just because he is still only 70 rated. He is also only 21, so that's fine. But he's still pretty low rated. Our highest rated keeper was the one we started off with, Hugo Gonzalez, and he might be playing quite a bit as well, just because I want to keep him as a backup and eventually use him as my reserve keeper and whatnot. We've got a few players in that are regens slash, actually no, they're all academy prospects. But the main thing is I'm not going to be keeping every single one that I end up promoting, just because I don't like looking at things like this. 1-star skill move. I want at least 2-star for a right back or a left back, and I'm not really using fullbacks as is, so I might not be keeping him. I only wanted to sign him because he is 6'4". I was thinking that depending on his stats, depending on his work rates, and etc., he might actually be useful as a center back. He's got the height. He could potentially have the pace and strength. And again, he could definitely get the defensive stats. But looking at it, high, medium, left-footed. The 3-star weak foot is actually decent. He looks like a potential center back. We'll see if he grows. But, things like that are what go through my head. And we do still have a few non-Mexican players like Ivan Pires. And, there's a few others out there. Plus, we have some of these aging Mexicans that I'm just not going to keep. Severo Mesa, he won't be staying. He's pretty much transfer listed at this point. But there are some positives from last season, some very good positives. First things first, we got first place. We got a few losses, a few draws, and plenty of wins, enough wins for us to get promoted automatically. That's good. And we also managed to grow our players pretty well as well. Here we've got Cesar Montes. He is now potential to be special, and I'm really looking forward to using him. He's still only 20 years old. Plenty of time for him to grow. German Camacho. This guy is now showing great potential. Have him loan listed. We're still going to be going for that. Have a few other academy prospects. And the players of note, obviously, are going to be these guys up front. We've got Eric Gutierrez, 22 years old, loan listed, still not done with him, but getting some very nice stats, some very balanced stats. I used him back in Aroma career mode this year, and he was very, very good. One of my star center mids back then. He's going to get a much more, I guess, he's going to get more time now. He's going to get more playing time, more of a chance to prove himself. And I like that because before I didn't get a chance to fully use him. Same with Pizarro. But, 79 overall, 23 years old, loan listed as well. Also looking pretty good. We've got Orbelin Pineda. He's kind of going to be maybe the heart of my midfield. I really want to use him as a box-to-box midfielder slash creative midfielder, just because of how dynamic he seems to be. He's very quick. He's very agile. He's got really nice physical stats aside from his strength, of course. I mean, he is only, I think, 5'6". Yep. And honestly, I don't think that height is correct. I think he's around 5'5", stretching down to 5'4" in real life. He's pretty short, but he is a fighter. He's a warrior, and that's why I want him in this team. That's why I want him to be the heart of the midfield. Moving up, we've got a few other players. We've got Alfonso Gonzalez. Some of you who've watched my career modes in past FIFAs will know that he was my favorite go-to player in just about any career mode I could get my hands on when it came to him, because he just developed so well. He was the player to get for me, especially with training and whatnot, and potential glitching and all of that. He was just perfect for me, and now he's really gonna get a true chance to shine. He did before as well. It's just that now he's really gonna be the one to go and try to increase in stats and make him maybe the captain, possibly the captain. I think it'll be between him and Pineda. It'll probably be Pineda just because he seems to be more of a fighter. But Gonzalez, he will be the heart of the attacking force. He will be, I hope, my set piece specialist, my creative player, etc. He will be the guy creating things going forward and scoring. He's already got some very balanced stats for set pieces and for passing and shooting and all of that. So he's pretty much ready for that. He just needs the training. But first, I'm going to focus on his stamina. You can see there, 85. All throughout last season, I had him training up his stamina just to make sure that he'll be able to last a full 90 minutes once we do play him in just about every single game. Same thing that I did with Baker, pretty much. It's just that this time, I think he's going to be a little bit more dynamic. He's going to be faster, more agile. And the only thing that he has different from Baker would obviously be the 5-star weak foot, the height, and the traits. But he is still going to be a very similar player to what I used Baker as in the full career mode. Very good at set pieces, very good at shooting, and hopefully will be saving the game for us on a few occasions. Cardona won't be staying, not Mexican. That's obviously by itself. We've already got a few U.S. prospects, actually. We've got them from the academy, and we will be keeping them. We'll be loaning them out for a year or so up until they reach maybe 20 years old, and then I'll see to sell them off. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just going to be getting some academy prospects that are from the U.S., sending them out, getting them to grow, and eventually selling them off so that at some point, whenever we do face off against the U.S., once I'm the Mexican manager, we'll be able to play against a good, solid team and not just trounce any of them. I'm actually also going to do Canada just because they are also North America. And I'm basically just going to be sending prospects out to every single North American side. And obviously keeping the best Mexicans for myself, using them in the Mexican team and seeing how we can go from there. It's something a little exciting. It'll truly be a really good fight for who's number one in North America, I hope, depending on how the team starts to increase, starts to grow. And same thing for the other two teams, the US and Canada. They will be getting some of my prospects, if not all of them. And hopefully the team increases. Hopefully we can all fight for any kind of tournament, World Cup, Confederations, etc. It'll all be fun, hopefully. Moving on, Alexis Vega. This is, to me, going to hopefully be my go-to striker. I didn't train him fully the way I wanted to last season just because he's still not fully potential glitched. As soon as he reaches that high potential, he really is going to start to shoot up in stats, and that's what I'm waiting for. But for now, I am only going to train up his heading and attack positioning just because I want him to be pretty good at that. He's 5'8", but if I remember correctly, he does actually increase in jumping pretty good. And I'm hoping to just pair that up with good heading, basically. So we're going to be doing that, and hopefully it works out in the end. Who else do we've got? I think this is the last guy, Lozano. Yep, he's also going to be one of my main starters. I've used him before in other career modes as well. He's always been great. You can already see here he's reaching that max pace. And I hope that he's as good as he was in the past. I'm hoping that now that I've gotten experience with very fast wingers such as Bailey, Gelson Martins, Adama, etc., hopefully I can now fully utilize this guy to his max potential. And obviously we are starting pretty young with him. He started at 20 years old, I think. He will be potential to be special. He's still pretty young, 81 rated. I think he's the highest rated player here of all the Mexicans and whatnot, which is understandable. But, he's also got really great stats, and I do plan on using him a lot and seeing how we go from there. But That'll pretty much do for today's episode. I just wanted to give you guys a quick recap and show you guys what we did from last season. Well, not really show you guys. I mean, I guess we could if I go to my career, right? Yeah, there we go. So Emirates FA Cup, we managed to reach. Wait, no, yeah, round 4 replay. I think we tied that a bunch of times. All these other trophies that we could have fought for, I don't think we actually won anything. No, we won the EFL League 1. I don't remember what cup that's supposed to be, but yeah, we won it, apparently. Everything was simmed, of course. I didn't play a single game. And there's our record. 62 games, 39 wins, 14 draws, 9 losses, 107 goals, which actually isn't bad. 60 assists, or 60 goals conceded. I said assists. Wait, no, what is that? FA. You know what? I don't even know what these stats are anymore. I'm just stupid. I don't know. But point is, we won. We managed to promote ourselves, and now we're here. I'm actually really upset about that. I'm trying to figure out what that A is. That's not goals conceded, is it? Or is that just assists? What is that? I thought the F was for goals for... Oh, yeah, then it is goals conceded. It has to be goals against, right? Yeah, you know what? Before I just end up looking even more moronic, we're just going to move on. But yeah, we're going to try to play a few games. Let me actually look at the table. Who got relegated? Bournemouth, Hull, and... Who else? I'm looking... I actually don't know. It's not Burnley, right? Was it Burnley? I want to say it was Burnley. It might have been Burnley. Yeah, might have been. But yeah, point is, those are the teams that we're definitely going to be fighting against for promotion. I think. I mean, it's kind of makes sense. But then we've also got teams like Norwich, teams like QPR, I hope, teams like Fulham, and all of these other teams that should put up a good fight. But still, again, there's 24 teams. I'm not sure how many of these teams we're going to be playing against. Again, we're just going to be simming a lot just so that we can get to the Premier League. Whenever we do face off against a solid squad, then I will be playing that, showing you guys, and we'll see how the team holds up. But for now, this is the team. It's pretty decent. We obviously are... I don't think we're going to keep 2 strikers. Gonzalez is definitely not going to be a striker. If anything, this formation will change very drastically. It does look like a 3-back formation, but in fact, this guy is actually a center defensive mid. He's not a center back, so we are technically playing with 2 center backs only, even though this guy's not a center back. Obviously we're just missing a center back from our academy or something. We've got him, but he's not going to hold up. And we've got a few other players here too. But the point is, what I'm trying to do is have 2 center backs, 1 defensive mid that's so far back that it looks and feels as if he is a center back, but he does have the traits of a defensive mid to help us go forward. 2 center mids, possibly 1 or 2 center attacking mids, depending on whether or not we get a second striker, and then obviously our wingers, but this isn't what it's going to look like the entire time. I don't think we're going to have Pineda... No, he's definitely not going to be over here on the right. He's going to be somewhere here in the middle. If anything, maybe... I want to think, because this guy, he looks pretty decent. As soon as his stats start to increase, it looks like he could actually be very good. 4-star, 3-star, 6 feet tall. It looks like he could potentially have balanced stats. Very nice defensive stats if we train him properly and let him grow properly. That's why he's a starter whenever I sim, so that he can get that increase in stats. But yeah, you get the idea. Point is, we're just going to change things up. If we do go for 2 attacking mids, it'll probably be Gonzalez and Pineda. Have Pizarro and Gutierrez as our center mids. Lozano and whatever right wing I happen to find on the wing. And then, of course, Vega, one of our main strikers. I'm really looking forward to this guy. He should turn out to be really nice. I have used him in the past in my own career modes, and he has developed very nicely once he reached potential to be special. Once that potential was there, his stats started to increase, and he looked amazing. In fact, to end this episode, I'm going to show you examples of what it is that I expect from some of these players. I think I do still have that career mode saved. If I don't, then I'll just be back here and tell you guys, sorry, end the episode, etc. But if I do, I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so I do actually still have the career mode that I just did on my own. I was basically doing this just to test out some players, just to see where we could actually get certain players. I do this a lot on my own just because I love seeing the increase. This is one of the places that I got the idea for Baker, but really it was just me deciding to use Baker during my time at Chelsea that got him to that rating back in that career mode. But here we go, Alexis Vega, 88 rated. You can see here, fantastic stats. The composure really isn't the best. Aggression, it's not that bad considering he's 5'8". And I was wrong. His jumping isn't what's good. His strength is what's good. 89 strength on a guy that's 5'8". He's an aerial threat, a dribbler, but then if you look at everything else, obviously I messed up in training his finishing, but his attack positioning is still there. His heading is still there. He's got pace. He's got agility. He's got some balance. He's definitely got strength. He's got plenty of stamina. And, we could obviously fix this pretty easily. I mean, he's still only 22. I didn't get super far in this career mode, so there's plenty of time to increase this guy. We can get the shot power up. We can get the finishing up, the penalties, the passing. All of that is still fixable, but you get the idea. Then there's Pineda. Plenty of good stats here as well. You look at the physical stats, they look good. 99 stamina, never a bad thing. And really good finishing. I don't know where the finishing came from, but okay. Good long shots, etc. Let's see, who else do we have? Corona, I was planning on using Corona in this career mode, the all-for-one career mode. I'm not sure if I'm going to. I could potentially buy him for the final, with the final bit of money that I get. I actually don't know what my transfer budget is currently since, the career mode, or the season just started. It might be enough to buy Corona, we'll see, but I don't think I really want to. Is there anyone else? There was a bunch of other players. There's Pizarro, there you go, plenty of pace, decently balanced stats, 26 years old, so, pretty far ahead, decently far ahead. We've got Lozano, 86 rated, almost max pace, max agility, very good stats, and is pretty consistently good whenever I use him. This is why I want to try him out and use him to his full potential here in this career mode. And then this is one of the prize players that I said, Gonzalez. He's got almost max pace, max agility, great stamina, great attack positioning. Then you look at his skill stats and they look fantastic. Max long shots, shot power is getting up there, passing is getting up there, pretty balanced defensive stats. Considering he's just an attacking mid. Volleys are okay, heading is okay, but he is also only 5'8". Curve, ball control, dribbling, all of these stats are really, really good. 91 free kick accuracy, and then you've got all of the specialties. So this is what I'm saying. This is my goal for this career mode. I want these guys to reach this kind of prestige, I guess, these kinds of stats, and stick them into a national side and then face off against other players that are similar to them in the attempt to just have really good international tournaments and just basically have a lot of fun doing this. This is the whole point of this career mode, having a lot of fun. And in case you guys never tried this guy out, Patterson, I think it's Callum Patterson. He's a right back with some very, very nice starting stats. And he's only 81 rated, but looking at his stats, he's fantastic. Pace, strength, stamina, jumping. Where is it? 6'2", high medium, and then you can also train up everything else. The reason I took an interest to him is he has the early crosser trait, power header, and giant throw-in. He already had good strength, good jumping, good stamina, decent pace. And he starts off, I think, at 21 or 22. So there's a good chance to potential glitch him early. Right now, he is only 81 rated. But, I mean, you tell me, wouldn't you use this guy? His defensive stats, I never personally trained them. I still can if I really wanted to. But I paired up that heading with the jumping, which is at 93. He's got pace. Like I said, he's got strength. And he's basically a really, really fun right back. Whenever I use him, he's amazing. If I would have trained up his defensive stats, he would have been even better. His rating would have been higher, and he really would have been just fantastic. But, I mean, he is great as is. So yeah, just a little tip there in case you guys have never tried him out. You might want to. Montes, he hasn't really developed fully here, 23 years old. I didn't use him as a starter, but now that I am going to in this career mode, he will be growing much faster. His stats will be better, and it'll just overall be a good time with him. I think he's one of my favorite young center backs this year. Long passer, 6'4", medium high. Really? Thought it was medium. But yeah, basically a promising center back that I'm hoping to enjoy this series. So that's basically what I have in mind. This career mode was just done for fun, and I ended up discovering a few of these good players. So you know, you get the idea. This is what I'm going for, and hopefully we can achieve it. We can then surpass that and eventually have so much fun using these players. By the way, this was one of the places that I got the idea to get Kyle Larin for the full career mode. You can see here his stats are amazing: pace, strength, stamina, attack positioning, finishing, dribbling, distance shooting, and basically just the go-to finisher. 6'2", high-low, 5-star weak foot, target forward, and he basically finishes anything. Whenever I did play this career mode, he was amazing to use. He scored almost every single time, if not multiple times a game. Really a fantastic striker. Someone you guys should also try out. Someone to pair up with Patterson, actually, whenever you get a chance. But you get the idea. So on that note, we are just going to go ahead and end the episode. I gave you guys an idea of what it is I'm going for. I showed you guys examples. I showed you guys other examples even of players you might want to try out. Larin, Callum Patterson, Malong Sarr, still pretty good. Rico Henry, the left back, very, very fast. You guys get the idea. So with that, as always, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment, subscribe if you're new, and that's it. Peace.